everyone, what's up? Liz here with the episode 8, as promised, episode 8 review for Power Rangers Beast Morphers. The Cybergate opens! No, like legit, it opens. That's not good. So how do we combat the Cybergate opening? We got a new Ranger. I'm sorry, we got how many new Rangers? 2? Well, that wasn't in the preview. Alright, so we knew, I don't want to say we knew, but starting with, we knew the Gold Ranger was coming, we've been talking about it or whatever, and we already knew who it was, but we did not know when the Silver Ranger was coming, and to have him be in this episode, it's like, what? Like, you want to say unexpected friend? Nate, unexpected. Also, don't underestimate Nate. 2, Steel? Oh, Mr. Super Fantabulous Strong as Steel. Oh, Steel's gonna be fun. We're gonna talk about him. For kind of the cold open to get you going in the episode, you have Ben trying to find Betty. She has a tracker on her. The tracker is helpful, so you'll see why I'm actually mentioning them right now. But they have this tracker, and it's actually very, very accurate. Ben's standing in front of an ice cream machine and, like, says, Betty's right here. And Nate's, boop, 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 give me my ice cream. But it blah, blah, blah. She ends up being in there, and she gets covered in slime because Nickelodeon. But, oh, and Gak and all that stuff. I'm sure Hasbro probably owns all that too. So yay, the tracker absolutely works. There's that fun. Nate goes back and he's showing off a new piece of tech. Looks kind of fun, like a blaster thing, maybe with some sunglasses on it. Sunglasses, who uses Morphers with sunglasses? These guys, they do. So they're trying to get in. He is packing up because he wants to get himself some insect DNA. Also, every time I hear DNA, I don't know if you guys are fans of all of BTS, but I'm just like, DNA, BTS DNA. Look it up. This song's catchy as crap. But he's trying to get some insect DNA because he is working on some new technology, and he's going to be, working with some animal DNA, except insect DNA. And it makes me wonder, like, why he decided to go with insect. I was hoping maybe in the future they'll mention it, why he was going to try to change it up. But maybe it's just a technology, I figured, hey, different Morpher, let's try something different. And bugs, oh yes, as my husband was like, that kind of looks like a Kamen Rider suit. They're insect-based. He's like, oh, that makes sense. So he goes out, but the Rangers find him first. Nate, you can't leave, buddy. You can't leave without a chaperone. Blah, 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 rules. So the Rangers at least try to make it be like, we're not your chaperone. They're like, well, why don't we just go hang out with you? So he's doing his thing. He's getting some Mantis DNA. Mantis? Look at Gold Ranger. Look at Mantis. Look at the Gold Ranger. You couldn't have picked a different bug to look anything more like him. Mantis. Whatever. So he's scanning the Mantis, Rangers, they're just kind of goofing off. They're at least trying to seem like they're just having fun with him, but oh no! A Robotron has been spotted. And they have to go run off telling Nate, hey, skedaddle back to the base, boy. We have a monster to save, and we can't protect you right now. They also said it a lot nicer than that. Nate, I'm not done. Got a reason I'm here. Sorry about you, Natey boy. You have to go. He kind of does and he kind of doesn't. Now, they go to take off, and I don't know how in the world they were already that far off that they didn't hear Blaze and Roxy, but whatever. So Blaze and Roxy show up to kidnap Nate. Now, here's where I tell you about the villain part of it, at least, as to how we got to that point of why in the world did Blaze and Roxy want to kidnap Nate. Well, Scrozzle has been working on his Cybergate opening, and with it, he's using the neural liner. Remember the neural liner back from episode 4? I think it was the Ravi and Roxy episode, but Roxy ends up getting the neural aligner, and Scrozzle's like, I need this, and here it comes back. I love this. I really want to go rewatch, actually, 1 through 8, and I'm planning on doing it. I'm planning on doing a episode 1 through 8 kind of catch up for maybe anybody who, probably not you guys, because you probably watched all of them already, but for people who are getting back into, and kind of my thoughts overall in the first half of the season. But isn't that great that something, neural aligner, Scrozzle, hey, I need this, episode 8. There it is. It's really rewarding for the fans who are paying closer attention. It's more mentally rewarding, I guess. Like, for maybe kids who didn't pick up on that, they get their reward, the shinies, the whatever, but I appreciate the writing and the continuity of it that's helping us older fans really appreciate the world building that they're doing. So, all of that said, Scrozzle's like, hey, I can get it all going, that's great, but we need a robot to put Evox in. because I can't build one that's strong. Well, what do you mean? I need the guy who built the supercomputer that Evox was in. I listened to that line a few times, and it was just crazy that I can't remember the exact wording of it right now, but I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like Evox was created in, or Evox was morphed in, or something. It was just the supercomputer that Evox was in. And who needs to get that done? Nate, the boy wonder, which, of course, Scrazzle's like, I need this kid! But he's Roxy, that's Nate! And Roxy's like, he's tiny. Like, this isn't gonna be a problem. This isn't gonna be a problem at all. It ends up kind of being a problem because Nate, while being captured, and here's where it all comes full circle, he gets captured and goes back in, and he's like, whoa, what is going on? The Cybergate. And Scrazzle, I love how Scrazzle at least introduces himself to him. From one creator to the other, you gotta have at least a little respect for that. Like, I'm Scrazzle! I'm really sorry, Campbell. Hold on. I'm Scrazzle! Not bad. Not bad. So he introduces himself to him, and, yeah, you build this. Like, I need you to build a robot. Here are all my parts. And he's like, but, dude, that's my stuff! It's like, yeah, I stole it! Now you gotta build a robot with it. Dang, man, that's cold. Not only did he get stuff stolen, how he has to use it to build a villain, right? A robot for the villain. Well, Nate's a little smarter than that. So Nate kind of sees the parts, and of course, when he got kidnapped, his communicator got smashed. So he's looking at the parts, kind of, like, I got my communicator, see what... So he gets this plan, because they're like, you're gonna work for us, and he's like, no, I'm not, and then Roxy gets out her guns. Blaze has his sword, and he's like, turns around, thinking anything. I love it. He turns around, please, I'll do whatever you want, just don't hurt me, please. Nate, you got him fooled. So they went, okay, that's fine, whatever, you go do what you want, and Nate gets to work. Nate builds the robot, of course, because he is a prodigy, and he fixes his communicator, which is also the teleporter. Remember? Keep that in mind. So he has all of this, and they're like, all right, Tronics, put the body up. Nate realized what was going on. I mean, he knew they're trying to bring Evox back. So while all of this is going on, the Rangers, of course, they're actually out looking because they're trying to find the Morph X. Small little plot point, Ben and Betty with the tracker. They're going to flip a coin, and the tracker landed on the truck that the Rangers were trying to find. The monster was on it, / driving it, and so the tracker was on it. Rangers get back from trying to find it. They realize that the tracker was on it because Ben and Betty were sad about it, and then they go back out because they're trying to find Nate. Well, they were trying to find him before, the tracker thing happened, and then now they know where to go. So they're going to the warehouse, an abandoned warehouse, because I don't know how many abandoned warehouses are in this town, but I mean, you would think it wouldn't be many because they keep getting destroyed, but that's fine. So they're trying to get in there. The portal is starting to open, which is great, guys. That feeling of like, oh, like you actually see Evox coming through this portal, like through the tubes, being put in this robot body, right? But Nate saves the day. Nate saves the day. Don't mess with Nate. Teleports that, like, Morpher blaster, remember that thing? Pew, pew! Knocks out the stuff. Evox starts going back into the portal, and while this swirl goes, I mean, it boom, there's a huge blast. Nate, of course, was, like, behind a table, so Blaze, Roxy, Tronics, just everybody out. Nate runs in, he's got the Mantis and the Scarabeetle DNA, holding onto the Morpher, and just stands, like, whoosh, there he goes. We got ourselves a gold ranger, and it reminded me so much of Ziggy, who I love. I love Ziggy, the green RPM ranger Ziggy. I loved him so much because he didn't want to be a ranger. Dude, he didn't want to, he was just like, I'm gonna hang out with the Rangers, I'm gonna be their best friends, I'm gonna stand back when the fireballs happen. He didn't want to be a Ranger. But why did he become a Ranger? Because when Snipe 7 wanted that Morpher, he had to do whatever it took. As he said, I will do whatever it takes to protect this from evil. So he made that choice to become a Ranger, to keep it out of evil's hands. Nate became a Ranger. Now, he probably wanted to become one anyway, but Nate stood under that portal, knowing he was going to become a Ranger, to take that opportunity to do whatever he could to stop Evox, to stop evil from coming in. And that, man, that makes you a Ranger. That that makes you a ranger. And if you, I mean, I'm not gonna say one person's a ranger more than another, but some people are chosen, some people are destined, some people fall into being a ranger, some people it's an accident, some people choose in a very strange way to do whatever it takes to keep technology, Morph X, or just whatever, keep the world from evil. So Nate is our Gold Ranger. He starts sitting up, and they're like, I'm a ranger, and he says, phenomenal, which I love, throwback to Billy, the other, you know, smart guy with glasses, more phenomenal. So we have phenomenal from Nate, and he morphs, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And then all of a sudden, someone gets up behind him, and it's the Silver Ranger. Wait, first, it's a bot, like, it's the robot, and then the stuff grows off, because I've been talking to you about the helmet. It's not the full helmet. Well, it's the full helmet now. And then he morphs into the Silver Ranger, and I'm like, what? I was not expecting that at all. So here comes the Silver Ranger too. They kick some butt and take some names just completely. Blaze and Roxy are like, what is going on? Scrozzle, I believe he actually used the phrase, this whole thing has gone to the toilet. He's out. And this Silver Ranger, who doesn't have a name at that point, he is over the top, and I absolutely love him. This guy is going to have an ego the size of Texas, and it's just going to be a very, very interesting dynamic between them. So they do that. The Rangers are still getting their butts kicked by the main baddie of, well, not the main baddie, the cannon fodder villain of the week. So they're fighting him, about to get their butts whipped, when in comes the Gold and Silver Ranger. And they're, of course, like, who are you? Nate. It's me, Nate! Hey guys, I'm the Gold Ranger. So, and they're like, who's this Silver guy? And he's like, not a good time. Okay. Anyway, they go in, they start fighting the monster. A Gigadrone comes in because Blaze and Roxy are running back to the cyber dimension with their tails between their legs, telling Scrozzle to make us a Gigadrone. He puts out a Gamma model, and kaboom, the Rangers have to go fight him. So the primary color Rangers go fight the Gigadrone, while Gold and Silver Rangers are still fighting the one on the ground. Usually I don't mention too much about the Megazord fights. They're very short this year, actually, which is probably why I don't mention them, but I have to say, the main baddie's gimmick was he kind of had a vacuum, and so there were lots of, like, vacuum puns, but he was, like, sucking up, you know, all the Morph X. Ravi makes Smash turn into gorilla form, and remember, his rockets are bananas. Shoots them and stuffs the vacuum full of bananas. And that's how they have time to make their Megazord. It's silly, and it's silly, it's Sentai footage. I really, really enjoyed that. But at the end of the day, Rangers win. All monsters are destroyed, and the Rangers go back to the base. We kind of catch in, which I love that there's just one, like, Commander Shaw. Well, that has been a very interesting story. So you're like, sweet, we don't have to have them explain any of that. What is going on with the Silver Ranger? Funny story. When the Nerd of the Liner was going and all this Morphex was flowing, the robots had DNA with Scarab Beetle and Nate. That is right. That robot, half human-ish. Or at least has human DNA in him, which is going to be very, very interesting. But Nate finally got his wish. Nate has a brother, and, I mean, size-wise, he's a big brother. Mentality-wise, who knows if he's going to be the younger brother or not, but they decided, you know, what's his name? He's like, I am Mr. Fantastic, Awesome, Strong as Steel. May have actually been slightly different than that, but they call him Steel for short, and that's it, man. We have Steel, we have Nate. Steel's going to be in robot forms, and we were really pretty much set that he was going to be kind of like a B-spot in a robot form all the time. We didn't think they were going to try to do any crazy thing with having a human be him, but there you go. Or maybe he's half human DNA. Who knows? We still have, what, 12 episodes plus... We have 14 more episodes? We have 12 main series plus 2 holiday ones. So, yeah, I think we should probably have another 14 episodes. Hopefully they'll address that too, but they've been making this story so great that I absolutely don't worry. I don't worry about where the story's going because it's been going so well. It's been a while since I think we have had this strong of a start to any Power Ranger season. The first 8 episodes going, these are great. These are absolutely great. But the episode actually doesn't stop there. We go back to the cyber dimension. Or rather, we go back to the abandoned warehouse. Scrozzle, I love this. This is gonna go two ways. Either a giant explosion, or actually, why does my Scrozzle kind of sound like Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb? Oh, I love Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Anyway, but the portal actually still kind of worked. It powered up. He had the Tronics, of course. Zoop. It powered back on. Meaning, they can still bring him back. That's right. The Cybergate's still functional. All they need is the Morphex and the robots. Meaning Steel, the brand new, the technically newest member of the Power Rangers, has a big old target on his shiny steel back. Because they need him. Scrozzle, Evox, they all need that body to put Evox into. And I really like the way that it didn't end on a cliffhanger of, I don't know, there's one on like Super Ninja Steel or something, but it ended on this cliffhanger of like, oh no, they're going to be destroyed. And you're like, I know they're not going to be destroyed. Clearly, there's 12, 14 more episodes. They're not going to be destroyed. This was a great way because you kind of felt like, okay, you can close that chapter on there was an 8-episode arc, I feel like. And maybe it can be the team goes together or Nate gets a brother arc or whatever it is. But there was this definite arc in this. And I love it. It teases going in forward, but it lets you at least say, okay, episodes 1 through 8 are done. Let's think about it. Let's digest them. And let's start counting down the days for hiatus to be over. Oh, man. This is going to be a really, really long hiatus. It's going to be a really, really long hiatus. And but we all have to go through it together. So, there we go. It's maybe Monday when I'm posting this, maybe Tuesday, but I am going to do the SPD Shadow Ranger figure. That Lightning Collection figure will be reviewed this week, so stay tuned for that. As well as, I don't know, maybe getting to chat about villains a little bit, or maybe actually get to talk about a little Toku. Who knows? But thanks so much for staying till the end of this review, guys, everyone. I love you all. Thank you for staying. Mwah! Anyone can be a Ranger. It's in your heart. Especially Nate. See you later, guys.